What I have here is a $50 action figure. And he's definitely not trash. He's maximum in every single way. So stick with me as I review and enjoy this piece of art. He's one of the first figures from the Maximum series lineup by Hasbro. So he's comic inspired, has more detail, more accessories and more articulation. So at the end of the day, he's just a way cooler version than a regular $25 release. Also, I would like to highlight that Hasbro listened to our prayers and instead of the bio they put a photo on the back of the box so you can use it as a reference when posing. When I was about to open the box, I realized he's not in there. But don't worry, he's here in this plastic bag. Why? So around his release, fortunately, I was in New York City and luckily I found him at Forbidden Planet, New York for about $50. I opened him back then, so I will skip the unboxing part and jump right into the background piece details. So the background paper looked like it was ripped out of a comic book. I even found a Galactus-like shape between the panels. When I was about to lay the accessories down, the figure took over my body and I carefully started to pose it. For a second, I didn't even notice it. This Spider-Man represents the fun, joy, and everything why I became a collector. Every single time when I touch him, I have goosebumps because he's so fun to play with. He's my second favorite figure, although he's definitely not the perfect one. So with that being said, let's take a closer look at the details. The shape of the head is accurate and it perfectly represents Todd McFarlane's vision. What is unfortunate is that the web lines are just painted on this figure instead of sculpted. The comic style proportions are present, but what makes him stand out is his color scheme. Hasbro really nailed Spider-Man's darker appearance. Unfortunately, he has some other issues too. The finish on the body differs from the other parts, and the way Hasbro tried to mimic the stretchiness of the suit ruins the back emblem. True to his name, he comes with a ton of accessories. He comes with two masked head sculpts with different expressions. One has a neutral look, while the other features a wing. The winking head is definitely my favorite because it gives the figure more personality. The neck joint provides more range to the figure when looking up. You see, there's no Spider-Man figure without an unmasked head, so of course he comes with one. The paint job on his face is super sharp, but his eyes are yellow instead of brown, and the sculpt doesn't really match his comic book appearance. It also kinda reminds me of the Tom Holland meme where he looks like he has a frog in his mouth. But even if it looked good, I still wouldn't really use it, so I don't really care. On the other hand, I'll be using the Spider Sense effect piece all the time. It simply pops onto his head and adds so much personality to the character. Hey you! Yes, you! If you're enjoying this review so far, make sure to subscribe to my channel and leave a like. And if you'd like to see more of my toy photography, be sure to check out my Instagram. The link is in the description. Then he comes with a pair of web shooting hands, each with a web coming out of it. And two without the webs. A pair of web gripping hands along with the actual webs, which I'll show you later. He even comes with two ungloved forearms. The detail on these is insane. They even sculpted the web shooter button onto them. You can easily swap out the forearms by simply popping them off. He comes with his typical wall crawling hands too. Well, I've already listed a ton of accessories, but we're not done yet. He also comes with a stand for some of his web effects, which are an open grabbing web and a dancer one. They even gave him a Captain America shield made out of web, but I probably won't use it again. For last but not least, he comes with two rubbery webs. He pops next to every figure and steals the spotlight. So to tune into Spider-Man Brand New Day, I put him next to the Marvel Legends Punisher. I think he's a bit taller than we'd expect, but I can let that slide because he's in his 20s in the comics. So you see, because of his darker colors, I decided to put him next to the in-art Batman. and there's just something in the vibe when they're next to each other, so I might actually take some photos of them together. I don't feel in the same way when he's next to the mascot Superman. He's a bit too tall for the SHF Goku. The same issue besides the block is Mando. And here is he next to my favorite figure. Tom Holland. He is my favorite live-action Spider-Man actor because I grew up with him as Spider-Man. I can't wait to see his fourth movie. The Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer was based on recreating covers from the comics, so it gave me the perfect opportunity to recreate one of those scenes. I'll add a little extra spice to it by sharing my thoughts out loud while I set up the pose. So the first thing is to use a reference photo whenever you can. It helps you achieve a more natural looking pose. As you can see, I chose this awesome swinging pose to recreate. My favorite part is his left hand, it just looks so comic accurate. I chose this web gripping hand for the right according to the reference shot. For the left, the closest I could find was the wall crawling hand. Usually I start posing with the legs because for me they're the hardest part and they also define the other part's position. So I started by raising the right leg pretty high up and then adjusted the knee to create a natural bend. After, I lifted the left leg even higher and used the boot swivel to get it as close to the reference as possible. Then I moved on to the upper body. In this picture, Spider-Man is bending and twisting his torso. With his right hand he's pulling downward, while his left hand is behind him in a grabbing like relaxed pose. While messing with the upper half, I also make small adjustments to the lower body to keep everything looking smooth. After some final touches, here's the final pose. I kinda messed up the camera angle, so the final result looks a little goofy. But trust me, from the right angle, he looks just like Tom Holland in his homemade suit. A wired web would add so much extra to the pose. At the end of the review, let's summarize the pros and cons of this Maximum Spidey and give him a plus, a minus or a 0. The joy and fun this figure gave me are unforgettable. The way he has recreated McFarlane's iconic character is amazing, the colors on this guy really pop when the light hits them, and I love how he looks when posed. The articulation is crazy, making him a blast to pose and photograph. On top of all that, I didn't run into any deal breaker issues, so I'm giving him a double plus. Thanks for choosing my review of this awesome Spidey figure. If you have any questions, thoughts or suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to check out my Instagram for more toy photography.